Once upon a time, in a place not so far away, on the other side of all this, in the land of all that, where rainbows appear like smiling faces and bubbles of laughter ride the wind, there lives the divinely clueless fairy godmother, who knows what she knows, but sometimes forgets. Although fairy godmothers are more than capable of flying themselves, the divinely clueless fairy godmother relies on Allie, the mighty winged gator, to fly her to and fro. And as life would have it, she also keeps the good company of Peanut Butter, the cute and cuddly little dog, and Jelly, the loud and noisy parrot. Every evening, when the moon is high, and it's time for Fairy Godmother to make sure all her fairy godchildren are tucked safely in bed, she and Peanut Butter and Jelly hop onto Allie the gator and hit the sky. Ride 'em high, ride 'em low, giddy up Allie, gator ho! Me and Alligator, we're flying around town, Peanut Butter hanging on and Jelly making squawking sounds, shouting out to children, you got to believe, believe in something. Oh, well, you gotta believe in something, you gotta believe. You got to believe in something, you gotta believe. Come on, all you children, you got to believe. B-E-L-I-E-V-E. Come on, all you children, you got to believe. Come on, I got to believe. Oh, you got to believe. Oh, well, you got to believe. Now, as you may or may not know, in all of the lands, including this and that, there are rules to be followed. And like unto all magical kingdoms, it is the bound duty of fairy godmothers everywhere to teach all rules that directly apply to children. For example, children must have fun, preferably on a daily basis. Also, children must learn how to give great big snuggly hugs. But the number one, taller than sky, longer than time, bigger than ever rule is, children have got to believe. Believe in the leprechaun, believe in the unicorn, believe in the jolly once was to be, believe in the sugar plum, berries a dancing, and jolly, jolly, jolly with me, and jolly, jolly, jolly with me. It's what you make it, and how you take it that makes you what you are. What you feel is where it is real, and really real feels very far out, very far out, very far. In the life of your brothers and sisters too. Believe in the good times, see through the bad times. In life she will laugh with you, child, with you, child, my one, my one. Believe in the leprechaun, believe in the unicorn, jolly once was to be, believe in the sugar plum, berries a dancing, and jolly, jolly, jolly with me, jolly, jolly, jolly with me, jolly, jolly, jolly with me, with me. It was recently brought to the attention of the divinely clueless fairy godmother by the Fairy Godmother High Council that flower fairies were going unnoticed in the land of all this, and because of all that, they were growing very sad. And as all things grow, this sadness was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The poor little flower fairies were overshadowed and defenseless against this act of disbelief. Fairy Godmother was not happy to hear of this demise, and to top it all off, Fairy Godmother's all-time favorite fun is when all the fairies come out to dance and the forest is filled with music and laughter. But if the flower fairies were overshadowed with sadness, that just wouldn't be any fun at all, now would it? Come on, Peanut Butter and Jelly. We need to get to work here and solve this mystery of disbelief. Ride 'em high, ride 'em low. Giddy up, Allie. Gator ho! Fairy Godmother and her seemingly wise sidekicks spent day upon day and night upon night flying back and forth between this and that, inside out and upside down, winding paths of round and round, until it became quite clear and all evidence pointed to a true blue disconnect. Oh my, this has never happened before. Disconnection between believing and not believing, mother and nature, happy and sad, flowers and fairies. Why, it just can't be. This is simply not good. I'm afraid this calls for drastic measures. It's time to locate the Tickle Monster. So the divinely clueless fairy godmother set out through the dense cloud of disbelief to the other side of all this, to the back part of the forest, to the home of the dreaded Tickle Monster.
Hello, fairy godmother. What brings you to my side of the woods?
Oh, Tickle Monster, I'm so glad that I found you. I'm afraid your services are needed immediately.
Oh, really, fairy godmother? You must tell me more.
We've got a rootin' tootin' tickle emergency on our hands. My children just aren't believing in much these days, and because of all that, in the land of all this, the flower fairies are going unnoticed and are overshadowed and defenseless, and therefore growing very sad. Is there anything you can do to help, Tickle Monster?
Why, yes, I believe I can. But I'm gonna need some helping hands. Okay, helping hands. If you're in the presence of a child who appears to be holding on to some disbelief, well, sing along and follow my lead. Well, every time I think of you, think of you, think of you. Every time I think of you, my heart goes pit-ter-pat. Every time I think of you, think of you, think of you. Every time I think of you, what do you think of that? Yeah, what do you think of that? Then I'm gonna tickle your toes, tickle your belly, and tickle your nose. Then I'm gonna tickle you here, then I'm gonna tickle you there. Then I'm gonna tickle everywhere. What do you think of that? Yeah, what do you think of that? Every time I think of you, think of you, think of you. Every time I think of you, my heart goes pit-ter-pat. Every time I think of you, think of you, think of you. Every time I think of you, what do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Then I'm gonna tickle your toes, tickle your belly, and tickle your nose.
Then I'm gonna tickle you here, then I'm gonna tickle you there.
Then I'm gonna tickle everywhere.
Oh, what do you think of that? Yeah, what do you think of that? Every time I think of you, think of you, think of you. Every time I think of you, my heart goes bitter pats. Every time I think of you, think of you, think of you. Every time I think of you, what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Then I'm gonna tickle your toes, tickle your belly, and tickle your nose. Then I'm gonna tickle you here, then I'm gonna tickle you there. Then I'm gonna tickle everywhere. What do you think of that? Yeah, what do you think of that? Every time I think of you, think of you, think of you. Every time I think of you, my heart goes pitter-pat.
My heart goes pitter-pat. The magic of laughter is working, Tickle Monster. It's working. It's working. Look on the horizon. The cloud of disbelief, it's fading away. The sadness is lifting. The flower fairies are waking up. The forest is coming alive again. Thank goodness for children's laughter. Thank you, Tickle Monster. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, Fairy Godmother. Now let's go have some good old forest fun.
Sometime, just by chance, I'd like to see the fairies dance. Dancing around the mushroom tree, singing songs quite merrily, quite merrily. Living here in the wood, you know we'd see them if anyone could. If in your heart you know you've been good, then you know you see them. Anyone could. There are stories I hear tell, down past where the animals dwell. In a part of the forest in the back of the wood, they live their life, where life is good, surely good. With rainbow spells and magic chants, Mother Nature's sweet romance. Life she gleams so pleasantly while dancing round the mushroom tree, the mushroom tree. You know we'd see them if anyone could. If in your heart you know you've been good, then you know you see them. Anyone could. Sometime, just by chance, I'd like to see the fairies dance. Dancing around the mushroom tree, singing songs quite merrily, quite merrily. Or sometime, just by chance, I'd like to see the fairies dance. Dancing around the mushroom tree, singing songs quite merrily, quite merrily. La-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dum. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee.